Manifestation is not magic. It is a scientific proven system, and this might be the first time that it actually clicks for you. Hi, I'm Haley. I'm going to teach you how to actually manifest the life that you want. This is not casting magical spells. This is not doing the 3-6-9 method. I want you to actually start thinking about manifestation in a practical way. Manifestation is a system. It's not forcing, it's simply aligning and awareness. When you actually understand the steps of manifesting, which I'm going to go over with you today, you stop the guesswork, you stop hoping and dreaming, and you actually start executing and seeing results a whole lot faster. So we're going to go ahead and break it all the way down. Here we go. The very first step and most important is going to be clarity, because you can't call in what you want if you don't know what you want, right? You can't have it if you can't name it. A lot of people unknowingly skip this step, and it's literally the most important because they know what they don't want, but they don't have a crystal clear picture of the direction that they're trying to go in. All they know is that they want more. They just don't really know what that direction looks like. So I want you to really focus, take some time, meditate on this, take a week, and just really decide what it is that you want. This is not what you think you should want. This is not what looks good online, what you see other people wanting. What do you actually want? And why I say you need to make sure that this is what you actually want is because this method is going to work for you. There is no doubt about it. So make sure that you are ready for what is about to come in for you. So here are some examples. I want a consistent income for my creative work. I want a healthy, loving, romantic relationship. See how I'm being very specific there in how I want things? I don't just say, I want a relationship. We're not wanting any relationship. We really want to get specific, because then you could call in a toxic relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to make you fearful of manifesting, but I just want you to know that you need to be very specific. I'll give you an example of a time that I was not specific. I said I wanted to lose weight and be a certain size. I didn't say I wanted to have the healthiest version of my body and be super strong. I didn't word it that way. And guess what? I got super sick and I couldn't eat for a week. And guess what? I did lose weight and I was smaller, but it didn't stay that way because I was just sick. So obviously I couldn't eat. I went right back to it. So make sure you are clear with what your intentions are. Okay? Learn that from me. Number 2. This is the part that no one teaches correctly, and it drives me absolutely crazy. And that is the identity shift that is required for you to have your manifestation. So your manifestations are not going to land until your current identity, which is who you are being, makes space for them. Here's a super simple way that I've come to understand identity and manifestation. So think of your current identity as the software that is on your phone right now, okay? That's just the current software that is running on your phone in the background at all times. If you don't update your phone, it's not going to run properly or run how you want it to. Same goes with your identity, your life, who you're being every single day. So you need to update your software to run as someone who already has what you want. So really ask yourself and be honest, who is the version of me that already has this, that already lives this? Not the perfect version, the real version. Because ultimately, you're still going to be you. So really get realistic on how you can implement that new version of you today. So how does she think? How does she speak to herself? How does she speak to others? How does she order a coffee? What does her home look like? What does it smell like? What candles is she burning? Does she have fresh flowers next to her bedside table? How does she respond to stress? What's her reaction in stressful situations? You don't need to completely become this version of you overnight. You just need to make an effort to be making those little shifts every day. That is where the momentum lies. So let me tell you what not to do. Let's say you're manifesting money. Everyone wants more money, right? That's like the number one thing people are manifesting. So you wouldn't go out and spend like the version of yourself that is a millionaire, okay? Because you would simply go bankrupt, because that is not your reality right now. But notice how I said be the version of you that has $1 million. Don't spend like the version of you that has $1 million, because in reality, that version of you probably didn't get to be a millionaire by spending beyond their means, right? They made responsible financial decisions to get to where they are. Start doing that now. You want a new car. Do you have a car wash package right now for your current car? Are you keeping your current car clean? Start treating your current life as you would treat your new one. Number 3, your emotions create the frequency that your manifestations are riding in on. That doesn't mean you need to be positive all the time, because that's just not realistic. We are meant to experience a whole array of emotions in our life. That's what makes life worth living, right? Is going through the ups and downs and experiencing everything. So we still want that. We want the experience of all the range of emotions. When you do get into a negative emotion, you feel it, but you don't stay in it. So it's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to have a bad day, but don't stay in that energy, because the longer you stay there, those negative emotions can just start to compound onto each other. So there's a saying from Abraham Hicks that's about momentum, that you really just need 17 seconds of focus on something to change the momentum. So let's say, for example, we take this the negative way. So we are having a bad day. We wake up and we just are in a bad mood. Maybe we stub our toe, our coffee order is wrong. So we focus and we stew on that for 17 seconds. Then something else happens wrong. You see where I'm going with that? So instead, maybe our coffee order is wrong. We take 17 seconds and we collect ourselves and we center ourselves and we ask how the future version of us would want to respond in this situation. So it's about feeling what is true and then clearing what is stuck. So this is where that inner work comes in. So journaling, therapy are great ways to clear what is emotionally stuck. Breath work, creative expression. You get where I'm going with this? Just so we can get out all of that negativity and those negative emotions to make room for what we do want to call in. So the goal is not perfection. The goal is openness and creating that space. Number 4 is nervous system regulation. Now, this one might be the most important one besides clarity, knowing what you want. So really, really lock in here, okay? Nothing is going to manifest for you if your nervous system is constantly in survival mode. Your body is going to block subconsciously what feels unsafe, even if your mind is telling you that you want that. So does the thing that you want actually feel safe to you? Think about getting what you want and pay attention to the feelings you get in your body. Do you have tightness in your chest? Are you starting to breathe a little funny? Do you feel safe actually receiving that? Sometimes the reason that money, love, stability, visibility isn't showing up for us because your body has old memories of fear or trauma that surround those things. So old limiting beliefs from childhood, things your parents said to you early on that really shaped you. These things can trigger a negative nervous system response. Now, this is not your fault. It's simply a pattern. And the good news is, it is not hard to rewire that pattern. It just takes some consistency and some awareness. So regulate, slow down. Breath work is your best friend. Let's say you want to call in more money, but you get so anxious to look at your bank account. I want you to pull up your banking app, and while it is loading, I want you to sit there with your hand on your chest. Take a long, deep breath just like that. Regulate yourself. Say, I am safe. I am safe to receive. I'm so grateful. Even if you don't really believe it all the way, try to be grateful for whatever is in there or whatever you've spent money on, right? If you just are really stressed out because your rent payment came out or your mortgage, your car, whatever, turn that into gratitude for a beautiful home or a roof over your head, a safe place to live, a car to get you where you need to go. Transmute that fear in your body into gratitude, and really just think about gratitude and how grateful you are until you can feel a positive reaction in your body, okay? When you feel safe and worthy of your manifestation, that is when it moves in so fast. Some of you are not going to like this one. It is detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring and that you stop wanting that thing. It means that you stop gripping, you stop controlling, and you are releasing and surrendering it to be done for you. Gripping creates pressure, and pressure creates resistance, which is the last thing we want to be calling in when we're trying to manifest something, because resistance slows everything down. So when I say detachment, I mean, I trust the timing of this. I know it's coming for me, so I'm not worried about it. An analogy I like to use when I'm talking about detachment is dating, because let's say you just started dating someone. We're talking like first couple weeks, and they are extremely clingy and love bombing you and like, please, I want to see you. I need you. You would be extremely turned off by that, and you would almost be trying to repel them. You might even ghost them and never talk to them again. That is kind of the energy a lot of us have with our manifestations because we want it so badly. And it's not anything we're doing on purpose, but it is something to recognize and immediately change, because we don't want to be repelling what we want because we want it too badly. So the ultimate way to do that is just ultimate inner knowing that it is for you. Delusional inner knowing, okay? You have to just know that it is happening for you. And even if you have doubts creep in, immediately shut them down, lock back in. So no trying to rush the process or control the process or compare yourself to someone else's journey. When you detach, you clear the energetic clutter that is clogging your pathway forward. So number 7 is where the fun starts, and this is evidence tracking. So in order to have that delusional belief and inner knowing, you're going to want to start gathering evidence that this thing is happening for you, okay? And it can be the smallest thing, the smallest sign, and you take that and I want you to run with it. Let's take, for example, you're manifesting 1 million followers. If you gain 5 followers in one day, I want you to be like, this is amazing. This is incredible. I'm so grateful. See, I told you this is happening for me, because every little person in that 1 million is someone, right? So be grateful for every little someone that does follow you. So if you're manifesting more money or being more lucky, if you find a penny on the street, I want you to pick it up and say, see, money is following me everywhere. Money can't get enough of me. I told you that. I know this is happening for me. Or if you are manifesting luck, like I said, and you pull in to a really great parking spot. See, I'm so lucky. Everything is always opening up. There are pathways for me everywhere. Everything can be evidence. You just have to start looking for it. It's just like when you see a red car, you start seeing them everywhere. That is because your reticular activating system, which is literally a system in your brain, it is like the middleman between your subconscious mind and your reality. So what you start noticing multiplies, and that is just a scientific fact. So the more you notice positivity and gratitude, the more it starts multiplying. And that is not even me just being woo-woo. That is science-based. So the more you can notice this stuff, the quicker you're going to build momentum, and momentum takes us to where we want to go. So step 8 is integration. And this is where everything actually clicks. It's when the identity shift, the nervous system regulation, the emotional congruence. My lamp just turned on, guys. Don't mind that. It comes on if it's a certain darkness in here. So we'll take that as a sign, right? Anyway, it's when all of that starts becoming your default state. And I'm telling you, when you get into this default state, it might sound crazy, but you won't even care if your manifestation comes in or not. It will, but you're not even going to care. And that's the whole point. You're so detached from it. You're so in flow. You're so grateful that is just a byproduct of who you have now become. Manifestation is not becoming an entirely new person. It is about removing the blocks so you can be your authentic self and who you truly are, because you deserve to have what you want in this life. It is your birthright, okay? I don't want you to forget that. I want you to remember it is your birthright to have a beautiful life and to have the things you want. Every big desire that feels so scary to even say out loud, that lives inside your heart that you just know you want so badly, those are your instructions. That is your mission in life, is to get there, okay? This is your instruction manual on how to get them. So that is the real scientific-backed step-by-step manifestation process. If you try this and you start feeling shifts, I want to know. Please leave a comment or message me, anything. And if you want more support in your manifesting journey, I have some more resources linked down below for you. You were meant for the biggest, most beautiful, fulfilling life, and I don't want you to settle for anything less.